Last under pressure, Velocity Bell, who'll have to do something sensational. To the 400, Bodonna led. In second place, Be Sure. Shamir third. Seresh lost a little ground. Then Best Paint. And right off the track, Jathkin as they turn the corner. Into the straight, Bodonna kicked away with a good lead over Shamir. Best Paint on the fence. Seresh is battling on fairly well. Bodonna's in front, 150 out. Seresh in second place, hung in badly. Titan Shamir. Look at Crony whooshing down the outside with Counter Styria. But it's Look at Crony sweeping to the lead in the shadows of the post, and that's an impressive win. Counter Styria got second. Now third will be Sovereign Zephyr. Seresh fourth, hung in badly down the straight, followed by Bodonna, and then Best Paint, Sister Saturn, Exclusive Emblem, Jathkin, Shamir. Velocity Bell was never going well, followed by Be Sure and Fiona Dore back with the tail enders. The winner, very impressive, sprinting to the lead in the shadows of the post and racing away to win easily. Look at Crony from the Paul Cave stable. Look at
Racing this time. Looked to be a good start too. One of the best out to Luca from Crown Bolt. Fear jumped well. And as they sort themselves out, Slightly Grey lands fourth, followed just in behind them by Mr. Kildare. Over on the inside, Calm Brother, and then came back in the field Fine Regent Edward Mack, and last of all is Countess Gilgood. Plenty of pace on as they scoot along to the 800-metre mark, and the leader to Luca by 2. Slightly Grey, the Grey going to second. 3 lengths Crown Bolt, Fear. Fine Regent being wound up and getting around Mr. Kildare, Calm Brother, Countess Gilgood, and Edward Mack was last. At the 600-metre peg, Toluca by 2 to Slightly Grey. In third spot, Crown Bolt around Fear. Fine Regent, the rider busy on him again. Then Countess Gilgood, Mr. Kildare, and then came Edward Mack to the outside, and Calm Brother back to last. Inside the 400, leaders have got a good break. Slightly Grey goes after Toluca. Crown Bolt third, then came Fine Regent. He's still about 5 off the lead, and Slight Grey cruised to the front of the 200. Slightly Grey a length in front of Toluca. Then Crown Bolt. Fine Regent's not putting in as well as he did here last start, and down the outside Countess Gilgood is late, but Slightly Grey's got a big break. Countess Gilgood, Fine Regent come late, but all too late, and Slightly Grey for the money. 3/4 Countess Gilgood, Fine Regent. He might be wanting a bit further now. Then Toluca, Edward Mack out deep. Then came Crown Bolt, followed by Calm Brother, Mr. Kildare, and Sophia was last.
Okay, thanks very much indeed there, Papsy. Seemed to be a little bit of an interference in that as they came to the line, but of course the winner was too good. Now, let's have a look at what's happening at Bundamba. 4-1 for Brush Cutter. Is
Line's better. Ready to jump now. No, Delemery went up again. Waiting on Delemery to settle down. Ready to jump now. Racing, Delemery on the outside being smartly. Brush Cutter began okay. Delemery just seemed to scramble a little bit shortly after the start. Catcher Prince is going fast, and Delemery, York's keen to lead on him, and he's going to let him slide up and go to the front. Coming down the straight the first time, Delemery is the leader. A length and a half in front of Catcher Prince, and Brush Cutter's third over on the inside. The speed looks as though it's fairly solid. Gentle Mate is fourth on the outside, followed by Flame Rod Wren again, and Classic Ellie does last of all. To the turn out of the straight, running past the 1600, it's Delemery, 3/4 of a length in front. Catcher Prince second. Brush Cutter into a lovely trailing position, third on the inside. Classic Ellie Dar out a little bit wide, pulling his way up to join those leaders, followed by Gentle Mate, then Flame Rod. And last of all is Wren again, 1400 metres out. The speed starting to slow now. And Classic Ellie Dar, he races to the front on the outside, leads Delemery by a length or so. He's about to go over onto the rails, Classic Ellie Dar. Catcher Prince is a half length away third. Then Brush Cutter inside of Gentle Mate, then Flame Rod, and Wren again is 2 off last, about 6 from the lead. Into the back, 1100 metres out. Classic Ellie Dar has crossed onto the rails, and he's eased up a shade in front to lead by 3/4 of a length on Catcher Prince, with Delemery a half away third on the inside. One to Gentle Mate, and then Flame Rod improving quickly on the outside of Gentle Mate. Then Brush Cutter, who's been shuffled back the second last, and Wren again is 1.5 off last. 800 metres out. Classic Ellie Dar a half length in front. Second, Catcher Prince. Third, Flame Rod on the outside of Delemery. 1.5 Gentle Mate. Then Brush Cutter, and Wren again is 1.5 off last. 650 metres out. Classic Ellie Dar is the leader. Catcher Prince is niggled out in second place, followed by Flame Rod, and Delemery trying to poke up along the inside of Classic Ellie Dar as they approach the corner. Gentle Mate just behind them, then Brush Cutter and Wren again. Classic Ellie Dar in front on the corner. It's Classic Ellie Dar racing about 2 away from the rails. He's just in front. Gentle Mate and Delemery getting him to the inside. Catcher Prince, Flame Rod the outside, with Flame Rod sprinting hard and going to the lead. Now Wren again pulled to the extreme outside, coming after Flame Rod. Flame Rod in front of Gentle Mate, Wren again, Brush Cutter, Classic Ellie Dar and Delemery. They've got 50 metres to go. It's Flame Rod in front, and he's going to prove too strong. Brush Cutter making ground at the end, but Flame Rod wins it by a length. Flame Rod first, Brush Cutter second, third Gentle Mate, then Classic Elidar, Wren again, then Delamery, and the last one home was Catcher Prince. Flame Rod made a quick dash around the field, coming down the side of the course. When Delamery was, or Classic Elidar was hanging a little bit on the home turn, he was speared out fairly deep, Flame Rod, but he's been able to...
Again, Bridge of Size got out well, and Sea Lad instead of Roses jumped smartly too. Pretty Proud was going around the field quickly to go up with the leading division and pushing through as OK's. It's a great charge going to 1,000, and Pretty Proud went the lead and chose away from Bridge of Size off the top of the hill. Sea Lad running third, fourth was OK's. A couple back there to Instead of Roses, Mason's County, Top Cry, and Stay in Time was last of all, travelling past the 800. And this one, Pretty Proud, led by just over length Bridge of Size. Up on the outside was Sea Lad. 1 1/4 back to OK's, Mason's County, Instead of Roses, Stay in Time, and Top Cry as they pass the 600, and Pretty Proud the leader. Taking closer order on the outside was Sea Lad, 1 away to Bridge of Size. A similar margin to OK's, then followed by Instead of Roses, Mason's County. There's 1 on the outside, Stay in Time, improving, and Top Cry was last of all as they come towards the corner. Pretty Proud taken on by Sea Lad. Well turned the corner, about 1.5 lengths clear of Bridge of Size, Instead of Roses on the rails. Wider out was OK's as they come to the 200, and Sea Lad dashes clear of Pretty Proud. Bridge of Size is running, followed by Instead of Roses and OK. This one, Sea Lad had given them a go by, skipped nicely clear, and in the run of the post under the stick, it's Sea Lad going on to win well. Getting up the run second was Instead of Roses. Probably Pretty Proud has hung on for third from Bridge of Size, and out wide to Stay in Time, OK's, Top Cry, and Mason's County last to greet the judge.
1-4 and a photo there at Kempsey on the previous event. And a very impressive win there to Sea Lad from Instead of Roses. And the one they back late, Bridge of Size, didn't do much, did it? 1-4 and a photo.
Helping. Last couple have moved up and they're all set. Starter hits the button and they're off and running in the last. Decimator slow, Star Bazaar slow to move, and Cragsman bounced out in front of Builder Boy, followed by Bo Channon, and Irish hunting along the rail into a prominent spot, followed by Crafty Hawk, Lily Special, and then our Cliff, and just behind those Crowdy Heads and Star Bazaar, well out of his ground early. A good way back is Gull Test on the inside of Alpha Vein, followed by Decimator and last Regal Duty to the 800 mark, and Cragsman pulled his way to the front on the outside by about a half length to And Irish. Bo Channon third, then Builder Boy, followed by Crafty Hawk. At the head of the others, Our Cliff, and then Lily Special on the inside of Crowdy Heads, given a cut with the whip. Star Bazaar, hard ridden, and then Alpha Vein and Gull Test, and well back Decimator and Regal Duty. This leader, Cragsman, is pulling in front as they come to the turn, led by a length and a half to And Irish and Builder Boy. Out off the track is Our Cliff coming into it, followed by Bo Channon, Lily Special, Star Bazaar, 1,000,000 to 1. In the straight, Cragsman clear. He hasn't let him go yet. He's 2 lengths in front of Our Cliff on the outside, and then And Irish, followed by Builder Boy and Bo Channon. Cragsman clear, 100 out. Our Cliff in second place, and Bo Channon charging down the outside. Cragsman's getting tied, but he's just in front. Oh, Our Cliff has lunged at him, and Our Cliff did best, I think, in the last stride, but there's little in it. Our Cliff or Cragsman, with Bo Channon wide out third, and then Star Bazaar from And Irish, Lily Special, Builder Boy, then Gull Test and Decimator, Alpha Vein, Crafty Hawk and Crowdy Heads, and back at the tail, Regal Duty. Another big finish with the little fellow, Our Cliff, lunging at Cragsman, and they're...
Racing in the cover tex, and away nicely He Just May. Away quickly too was Albonite, and going fast was Exon. Driving through on the inside of those, Tribal Seeker. Prominent in the early stages too was Manly Lass, and there's another one going fast. It's Lendon towards the leading group. Getting back in the field now as they settle down. As Ducati goes to the lead, Manly Lass, she's drifting back. Back there with that horse was Rowan's Lad. Getting around them, He Just May, and also Claus. I think it is. There's one trap very deep anyway. They were followed back in fact, it's Timber Panel working up out wide. They were followed back in behind those, then by Royal Whistler, and Manly Lass continues to lose ground. Up ahead of it was Multan, and they were followed by Tribal Seeker getting back in the field. So was Claus, who's one of the last, and Woodridge Lad on the swing, and Ducati kicked 2 in front. Second placing Albonite, Exon, then came Timber Panel under pressure. They were followed behind them by He Just May, Lendon, and further back Rowan's Lad, and then Noble Whistler. They were Royal Whistler rather. They were followed wider out by Multan, but Ducati speared away, and it's all over. Ducati is starting to rev up, and Ducati will go home and win it on all cylinders. About 4 lengths on the line, tight for second. Give it to Royal Whistler from Albonite. well, gee, I'm not sure about the Miners. Gunsu is there for fourth, with He Just May and Timber Panel and Woodridge Lad running on from Multan. Then Claus, and further back in the field, Rowan's Lad Lendon. And last in was Exon. Stand by for officials.
Okay, thanks, Pepsi. 5-7, end of photo there.
Favourite Sam Nam, she's tightened up again, just into fractional odds on. Set now. Start her up on the platform. He's ready for them, coming over to pick up the button. Dantesque right up to it. Sam Nam, Princess Smee, ready to jump. Den Passar, well behaved. Line's better. Racing now. Sam Nam near the inside began okay. Quaintly got the best of it. Burst to the lead. Dantesque is showing speed, moving up to be second in the early part. Sam Nam driving through to be third, close to the inside. Then Fiorentina, followed by Den Passar, who's just off the pace. Princess Smee is next. Then Kachina Dancer and Regent's Warrior last of all. 750 metres out. Quaintly in front. Dantesque is second, and Princess Smee is moving up to make a line of three on the outside. There's plenty of pressure on. Back in fourth berth, just behind them there is Den Passar, followed by Sam Nam, who's fifth on the rails, a length and a half to Fiorentina, then Kachina Dancer and Regent's Warrior last of all. Quaintly and Dantesque, they're going hard as they approach the corner, and with 350 metres to go, Dantesque and Quaintly there together. Princess Smee is in third place, then Sam Nam on the rails. Further back came Regent's Warrior, starting to run on. Quaintly in front, 200 metres out, got away from Dantesque. Kachina Dancer's looming as a bit of a danger on the outside, but Quaintly's in front with 100 metres to go. Quaintly's going to be too good. Quaintly goes to the line to score well. Sam Nam got second, Kachina Dancer third, then Princess Smee and Dantesque, who weakened at the end. Regent's Warrior, the next one home. Further back in the field, Den Passar, and the last one in Fiorentina.
Okay, 9-2 and looks to be 6-3rd. Let's update the market at Kempsey on the last event. Card Magic number 2, 7-4, 5-2 about Fancy Ann. Sergeant O'Rourke, 30-1, 11-2 for Clear City, and it's 5-7, 11 at Gorda. We need a fourth placing there. Summer Classic.
And racing, and Glenrock Groove from the inside began speedily, and Card Magic and Idle Hands were showing speed, and Clear City is whipping up around the field 4 and 5 deep as they vie for supremacy going to the 1,000, where Idle Hands led Card Magic. On the outside was Clear City, dropping back to fourth Glenrock Groover. Wonder Summer Classic going into the Fancy and Sergeant O'Rourke, and 3 away to Tia now. Idle Hands and Clear City on equal terms at the 800, although pulling a little bit clearer there now was Idle Hands a half Clear City. Wonder Glenrock Groover now in between was Card Magic. Summer Classic up on the outside, making a line of 3. Trying to reach them there was Sergeant O'Rourke. Fancy Ann behind that wall of horses, and Tia now was last of all. Less than 600 to go, and Idle Hands led a half on Clear City. Now punching to third there was Summer Classic, followed by Card Magic, Glenrock Groover. Fancy Ann's looking for a run between horses, then followed by Sergeant O'Rourke, and Tia now thundering towards the bend. 300 to go, and Idle Hands the leader from Clear City, then followed by Summer Classic as they straighten up. Card Magic fourth, wider on the track, and then Fancy Ann and Glenrock Groove as they travel to 200. Idle Hands is clear of Clear City. Card Magic starting to run on, followed by Summer Classic and Fancy Ann. Idle Hands the grey in front as Card Magic looms up on the outside to hit the lead. Although fighting back was Idle Hands. Idle Hands is kicked again, and Card Magic and a bobbing go. Maybe Idle Hands from Card Magic. Fancy Ann third. Then Tia now, followed by Clear City, was in behind that bunch, followed with Summer Classic, Glenrock Groover, and Sergeant O'Rourke as last.
Okay, now it's a photo finish there, and we're standing by for further details out of Bundamba. There's a dead heat for second, just repeating that. Phil Warren.
They're up and running. Miss Dimity first out towards the inside from Fast Murray, Pleasure Bandana, and away nicely in the centre, Industrial Diamond, followed by Top Dance, and going very fast to head them off as mentioned. And over on the outside is Faith's Love, who began well, followed by Sister Shirley and Lara Estrella and Tarantula. And Tawny has dropped out to last. 1,300 metres left to go. And Faith's Love goes to the front by a length and a half. Mention on the inside of Industrial Diamond. They're closely followed by Sister Shirley. Back along the inside is Miss Dimity. Close up behind them, Lara Estrella on the outside. Going around them next then is Iron Gloves, followed by Top Dance. A length and a half to Fast Murray. Tarantula about third last as they race down past the 1,000. 2 lengths to Pleasure Bandana. And Tawny back at the tail of the field. Faith's Love is the leader by a length on Industrial Diamond, coming up to the 800. A length and a half to Mention being scrubbed up, followed by by Miss Dimity on the inside of Sister Shirley. Then came Lara Estrella, followed by Top Dance on the rails and going around them and making ground next from a long way back as Tarantula. Then Pleasure Bandit, followed by Iron Gloves, who's dropping out of it, being passed at that point there. Over on the outside by Tawny and Fast Murray last of all. Industrial Diamond sprinted up on the outside to take the leader. Mention on the outside is coming after her, followed then by Faith's Love and Tarantula, and Hard Ridden as Top Dance, and Lara Estrella can't go on at the moment as they race up towards the home turn. Industrial Diamond has kicked away. She's out full of running. Industrial Diamond led around the turn, 2.5 lengths. Torrential running on well. Mention back behind them, followed by Top Dance. A good long gap to Pleasure Bandit as they straighten up. This one well clear though past the 200. Industrial Diamond led 3 lengths. Torrential down the outside, and they're followed by Mention and Top Dance, but Industrial Diamond is going strongly. She's got a shot to bits, Industrial Diamond. She's in no danger, and Industrial Diamond comes down to score well. Industrial Diamond is first, Mention is second. Third home in the event, Torrential, Top Dance, Pleasure Bandit, followed by Miss Dimity, and back behind them Sister Shirley and Tawny, and they were followed by Iron Gloves, and Lara Estrella cut up very badly. She's run third last, followed by Fast Murray, and last of all is Faith's Love. So wherever Mr. Walsh is watching that race in Western Australia, at Newnham in Western Australia, well, congratulations to him, and no doubt the drinks will be on Phil Walsh. At the Union Turf Club, is it, Graham, at Newnham?
No, it's at the Newnham Turf Club.
Newnham Turf Club,
yeah,
right.
Newman, yeah.
Okay,
Newman,
well, it's been a big win here for Industrial Diamond, and congratulations to the owner, Mr. Phil Walsh. George Hanlon turned that in fine shape. I couldn't help noticing how well it looked going to the barrier, Industrial Diamond. It gives Pat